This module addresses the challenges of implementing digital systems within the UK construction industry. The reason that this topic is so important is because digital advancements and technology are changing rapidly and all the time and affects our jobs as design managers, because digitisation impacts all aspects of design delivery, information sharing systems, procurement and construction too. The UK construction industry, however, has yet to adopt one integrated digital platform that spans all teams and disciplines, from project planning through to design development and design delivery, on-site construction and operations, and long-term maintenance. Instead, the industry still relies on bespoke software tools and, in addition, project owners, clients, designers, and contractors often still use different platforms, which do not synchronize with one another. So, as a result, there may be no single source that provides an integrated, real-time view of the project's design, cost, and schedule and programming. This chart, alongside, shows the findings of Mckinsey and Company's Research Index, and it is clear that there is a big gap between the construction sector, down at the bottom, which has very low levels of digitisation, only just above agriculture and hunting, and way below industries such as manufacturing, mining, and oil and gas. Compared with, on the other hand, close to the top, just behind the IT industries, are the architects and engineers and other designers, which adopt very high levels of digitisation. The following are the technical challenges specific to the construction sector, which have a role to play in the slow pace of digitisation. Firstly, given the varying sophistication levels of smaller construction firms, suppliers, tradespeople and subcontractors, building new technological capabilities at scale across the board is a real challenge. And rolling out solutions across construction sites for multiple sectors and also multiple stakeholders, which are often also geographically dispersed, is really no easy task. Then there is the prohibitive cost of training, as well as, of course, buying and installing any hardware and software. Another challenge is the lack of skilled IT personnel, especially in the contractor and subcontractors teams. And then there are the compatibility problems with the use of differing incompatible platforms. And finally, one of the obstacles is the unclear responsibility boundaries between the various teams. The table below lists the digital solutions for each of the construction activities, which are needed to deliver a seamless and accurate build. The first one focuses on design management. We need efficient digital solutions in order to visualize three-dimensional proposals and go on to produce mock-ups and check drawings digitally. And also, closely related is document management and information sharing between all parties. We also need a central platform where RFIs, requests for information, can be updated and technical submittals can be submitted for comments. The other activities on this table relate mostly to construction management, but there is an overlap with design management, with, firstly, the scheduling of tasks and programming, QA site inspections to ensure that the installations are compliant with the drawn design, tracking contract compliances and variations and changes is also important, especially on a contractor-led or design-build scheme. Finally, digital solutions are needed to record client instructions and any variation orders. The graphic below indicates the results of the study done by Mckinsey and Company. They investigated the digital trends which will shape the future of construction and capital development projects. The first is the trend towards higher definition of digital mapping, geolocation surveying. Secondly, we have the next generation of design modeling, which the design team utilizes, and we cover this in the module on BIM, or Building Information Modeling. Thirdly, McKinsey forecasts that teams will continue to strive towards paperless projects and digital collaboration. Then they identified advanced analytics and strategic decision-making, as well as increasingly intelligent long-term asset management. And finally, there is the digital trend to future-proofing design and construction, using the best solutions for materials and methods over the long term. McKinsey and Company's research found that higher accuracy, collaboration, and future-proofing design are the key priorities going forward. Now, what about implementation? Companies which have successfully implemented digitization across all departments have had to dramatically change their internal planning, design, procurement, and construction processes to make that happen. And in order to make this work, and for staff to adapt to using a digital system, there must be a certain level of intuitiveness and simplicity in the design of the new solutions. And of course, at the front end, user interfaces need to be foreman-friendly to encourage real practical use on a live site. At the back end, building in compatibility with any existing enterprise solutions could mitigate the need to spend more time on upgrading existing platforms. This all presumes, however, that a construction company already has some digital infrastructure, which may not necessarily be the case for those smaller traditional builders, subcontractors, and other suppliers. To summarize, process digitization means moving away from a site-based reliance on paper towards online real-time sharing of information, which can help to develop greater transparency and improve collaboration between the various parties, and can help to ensure timely progress, being on time, being on schedule, and also improve risk assessments and overall quality control. That is the end of the module. Thank you very much for watching and listening.